obviously. But you know, that's how we start. So I could do the tagline, adjust myself. I like the old camp shirt. That's clean, bro. That real clean.
Yeah, kind of. I still be rocking these, bro.
I see that. I see that. That's clean. But all
gotta
right,
gotta
man.
let them know where we came from.
All right, man. Never forget, right? Never forget.
Right.
What up, man? It's your boy Baja Daggers, and you know the intro. But right about now, I want to take a couple seconds and let y'all know about this new line dropping, Young Hebrews West Coast. I know you're familiar with Young Hebrews Woke. You saw the interview, like episode 3. So I'm letting y'all know. You see the banner, we collab all the time. I'm giving it my seal of approval. All my Golden State Israelites, go get you one of these joints. You know what I'm saying? I got the matching, you know what I'm saying, Indians joint with the matching red and dark blue. But for real this time, now let's get into the show. What up? It's your boy Baja Daggers, host of the 963 DagrRoom Mix Show and Podcast. Just a little warning, this show may contain some strong language. Bad words! But if you're too young for this, go ask your parents' permission. You know the commandments, honor thy father and thy mother. So let's get into the show. All right, man. What up? It's your boy Baja Daggers, host of the 963 DagrRoom Podcast. As y'all can see back here, boom. You know what I'm saying? I'm with a, you know what I'm saying, with a very special guest. My first R&B guest at that. You know what I'm saying? The brother Zamran. Introduce yourself, Akia.
Khan, giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Kamalaki Awishai. This your brother Zamran, man. Watchman for Israel, Seattle, man. I'm blessed to be on here today, man, with my brother, man. Like the brother said, man, we out here, you know, giving out this R&B truth music, man, and trying to wake up our people, man. You feel me? In all shape, ways, and forms that we possibly can. So again, I appreciate you for having me on, King. All praise to the Most High.
Oh no, man, it's an honor to have you, bro. It's funny because again, Salakia, it's probably easier now that you have my number, but to hit me on my direct Facebook, because I'm like, I looked at you sent a message, then it said unsent, and I'm like, maybe it was meant for somebody else. And then I go on my one day, I just so happened to check my podcast messenger, like, oh, it was for me.
God,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad I got to check out the album. It's a great project. Also be you know, shout out to the Canal, you know what I'm saying? Canal 104, must go get it, you know what I'm saying? I see you got a record with him, don't you?
Canal 104, man. Yeah, that's my ock right there. We got a record called Esau, which is on the my latest project, Jacob's Trouble, which is available on all platforms. Just search Zamran Jacob's Trouble. The way that I actually recorded the song first, and then I just reached out to the ock and wanted him to get on the track. All praise to the Most High. He blessed me, you know what I'm saying, with a fire 8-bar verse, you know what I'm saying, on that track, man. And you know, the brother just got a very good ear, you know, as far as for music, you know, and the same thing for me. So us coming together, man, we just kind of made that thing happen. He's all the way, in a whole nother state. I've never physically met the brother, you know what I'm saying? We just know each other from Instagram, Facebook, things of that nature, man. But with today's technology, it's just really easy to go ahead and just, link up and merge and do songs with other brothers in this truth, man, without even having to, you know what I'm saying, physically be there in front of them. So I just wrote the song and just told the brother, hey, I did my part, sent it to him. I'm like, hey, man, do your thing. And he sent it back, man. Hey, man, we got a hit.
Yeah, no, you do. It's I was listening to the album. Matter of fact, the day you told me about it, when we were talking, and I had found that. Well, I think you sent me first Cold Cuts. I'm like, okay, this shit rock. I was listening to it on the way to work. Then the album, man, it provides some music. It's that like that street R&B type shit. I like that. That's a new wave. I noticed that, especially like in Southern California, that street R&B, like a bunch of thugs that sing. I'm like, damn, all right, I like this. I like this.
You know how it is, man. Hey, I'm originally from Oakland, California, so
okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask you that too. I had seen that.
Yeah. Born and raised in Oakland, California, Brookfield Village, stand up, man, East Oakland. And then spent a lot of time in my adult years out in Bremerton, Washington, and also Forest City, Arkansas, too.
Oh, okay.
And that's really where I kind of developed more of my style as far as like, what I'm doing today was when I was down south, man, because it's just a whole different flavor down there. And hey, I'm back over here, man, out in Seattle. just trying to do my thing, man, through the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying?
I seen there was something that came to mind. It first because you popped up in my comments from an old video when we were about to handle some business with the Edomite. But I seen you get arrested for when you were teaching, man. I was like, what happened, bro? I didn't want to at that. I didn't know you, and I didn't want to reach out like, damn, bro, you okay? I was like, but I'm like, it kind of stuck in the back of my mind. And now that I know you good, is everything okay? Golly.
Yeah, Con, all praise to the Most High. The charges were dropped, man. They were gonna try to hit me with a hate crime. You know how Esau do, man. God. I will say this. When you come into this truth, especially when you out there on the highways and hedges teaching to our people, more experience. The more time that you're out there, the more experience that you're going to get, right? So you got to be able to make adjustments. So like that was in the beginning stages. This was around January of this year when that actually happened. And we were still, I think we were prospecting. I was prospecting our camp, Messengers for Israel, to be a part of WFI Seattle, which we're WFI Seattle right now. So at that time, we were still Messengers for Israel. And, I was wilding. I'm just going to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I was wilding. Out here in this state in Washington, you got a mutual combat law. Right. So, so I kind of took that to the extreme. And, and Christ says that, we got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. We also got to agree with our adversaries quickly. So, Salakia on my part, for brothers and stuff like that seen that. Yes, I was arrested, but I learned a lot from that situation because I felt like I was arrested more for the fact that I didn't exhort the scriptures properly, as far as being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, instead of, being arrested for righteousness. So I learned a lot from that situation. I've calmed down a lot. Of course, I'm still out there. We're still out there, telling the other nations, their judgment and things of that nature and reaching our people. But now, with that experience, I've learned that, hey, just agree with your adversary quickly. You know what I'm saying? And let the Lord do the work. You know what I'm saying? And so, but what ended up happening was I was dealing with a damn, Ashkenazi, man. You know what I'm saying? A fake, a fake Jew. Yeah. A Revelation 2:9 head, man. And I was actually teaching, we were teaching our brother. He was a Northern Kingdom brother, from the tribe of Ephraim. Right. And we were teaching him the truth. It was a great dialogue. And so, this fake Jew, he kind of looked like Caillou, the damn cartoon character. Good. He Caillou, right? He done walked up. He walked up and he just wanted to interrupt the whole dialogue. And so I told him, I said, hey, I'm dealing with him. When I'm done, I'll deal with you. And so he's like, no, I'm not waiting. And so he crossed the line. And you kind of know how that is. Like, most times, you cross the line, then you got to defend yourself. But this is I'm gonna keep it real. He wasn't a threat to me, and I knew that. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't have to react the way I did, but he crossed the line, and so I pushed him off the line, and he fell back. And so when he fell back, he got up and started getting in our faces, pointing the finger in our faces. We bringing out the scriptures now after that point because we got him off the line. So we bringing out the scriptures, and then he's seeing that we're not, we're not biting at that as far as, dealing with his foolishness. So he turned to the Ephraimite brother that we was teaching and started getting in his face. And the Ephraimite brother straight up, straight up socked him in his face, man. Just knocked his whole glasses off. We couldn't do nothing about that, what I'm saying? And so Ephraimite dude socked him in his face and then got up the block, you know what I'm saying? And then he left. And I want to say 30 minutes later, the police showed up and they wanted to know what the hell happened. Because he lied and said, yeah, I got beat up by five different people, and it wasn't even 5 people out there. So I was teaching. I was actually in a dialogue with an Edomite female. You know what I'm saying? And she was receiving a word, receiving a judgment. You know what I'm saying? So when they came up, I asked the police officers, hey, I'll deal with you. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I'm done, I'm almost done. And one of the police officers didn't like it at all. You know what I'm saying? While the other ones agreed to it. One of the police officers, man, this Edomite, he came up and just snatched my mic, threw it on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And I picked my mic up and I'm like, hey, this is my property. Then he kind of jammed me up You know what I'm saying? So we kind of tussling. I was tussling with the police.
Mm.
And all praise to the Most High, they didn't, what I'm saying, pull their weapon out and shoot me, you know what I'm saying? Because I gave them all reason to do that, man. But yeah, after that, man, things just went left, man. We were just, having exchange of words, you know what I'm saying? And this is why I said I'm learning because, growing up in Cali, you know what I'm saying, like I was taught to not even like the police. Like we don't deal with them at all. We don't deal with 5 you know what I'm saying? And so, but in this truth, I got to realize that, I got to be a servant for the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And that there's people that's watching. And so if I can go back, you know what I mean? If I can go back, I would have just, you know what I'm saying, just went to the side, talked to the police officer, let my other brother go ahead and take over the dialogue. Just went to the side, talked to the police officer, calm it down, and then got right back to teaching. Everything would have been straight. But I ended up getting locked up for about 3 days. I was supposed to only be locked up for a night.
Damn.
But, yeah, they locked me up for 3 days. And was gonna try to charge me for a hate crime because off what dude said, but they didn't know I had it recorded on my phone. So yeah, so all praise in the Most High, charges were dropped, man. I haven't had any issues with the police since, but hey, if this stuff happens, man, I know this time around, like, hey, I'm gonna be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, and I'd rather go down, you know what I'm saying, for exhorting the scriptures and instead of down, you know what I'm saying, wanting to fight the police, man.
Yeah, because we can't ain't too many good brothers out here. You feel me? At least brothers doing the work. We don't call ourselves good, but brothers out here doing the work in diligence.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot. It seems like it because we just kind of flood the internet with our videos, but it ain't really a lot of us, bro.
No, it's not at all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a very small remnant of brothers that's out there doing this truth, man. You know what I mean? And teaching our people. Because it's a lot, you risking a lot. It's just like the disciples, man. It was a small remnant. You know what I mean? You had thousands, millions of people, you know what I'm saying, who believe, in Yahweh Shai, who believe, in the scriptures and things of that nature, but only a small remnant of those that's really, keeping these laws, small remnant of those that's really pushing this truth, man. So
Con. Man, so that was a deep experience, man. I'm glad you learned from it. I mean, a lot of people. I work a warehouse job. I see people not wanting to hear instruction over basic stuff, much less the Bible. So I'm like, man, it's good to see brothers, really, learn from experience and grow. You know what I'm saying? That's a great thing to see. You said you've been in the music industry beforehand.
Yeah. I've been in the music industry, in and out of the music industry major. This was, I want to say back in. Let me just say it as quick as possible. So my very first experience as far as dealing with the music industry was American Idol in 2004. Okay. I made it a top 35. That was the year that Fantasia won. And of course, I wasn't in the troupe. I only been in this troupe for about maybe going on almost 4 years now. Okay. So I was young. I learned from the American Idol experience that, that everything that you see on TV ain't real. Like it's fake. You know what I mean? And so, that was a little bit of experience for me. After that, I started opening up for like a lot of local shows where they would have, signed artists come in and perform. Like I've opened up for E40 during the Tell Me When to Go, type vibe out here in Tacoma. I've opened up for Bobby Valentino, opened up for quite a few big name artists. And then from there, when I went down south, I ended up linking up with a brother of mine named Young Legend. And we ended up entering a competition called BET 106 in Park, Wild Out Wednesday. They don't have that show. They canceled it now.
But this I remember 106 in Park.
Yeah.
I used to run. Well, I went to continuation, so I used to have to be at the house by the time it came on. You feel me?
Right. This was literally like the Israelite version of TRL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
So they had this competition called Wild Out Wednesday, and then certain seasons they'll have like different genres of music come and compete. So it was like a miniature American Idol.
Right.
So me and my homeboy, we entered into the competition for hip hop and R&B. He was the rapper, I was the singer.
Okay.
And we ended up trying out, made the first show. I want to say this is around October of 2008 or 2009, one of the two. And we won. We won the first show, won the first competition. Then we made it to the championship round, which was, I want to say, August of 2000 and either 2009 or 2010. And we won the championship round. You know, we had the whole world voting for you. And from that experience, man, after we won the trophy, you know what I'm saying, and the money, the Coca-Cola money and everything, and the notoriety, I ended up getting approached by my old manager, who goes by the name of Al Karim Powell Derensberg. And he was linked up with Diddy and was over a group, an artist developing agency called HU2 Group, which stands for Howard University 2 Group. And he was working for BET 106 in Park, and then came up to me. And this is when I started to notice that the industry was wicked. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was clearly a sodomite. You know what I'm saying? I can clearly see it. You know what I mean? And he wanted to manage me. You know what I'm saying? He had the connects. And I was on I was on the tip like, okay, well, this dude's only like 4'11", you know what I'm saying? Maybe like 5 foot at best, you know what I'm saying? And he a small sodomite. So I'm like, yeah, he got the connections. I don't deal with sodomites, but he got the connections, so I'll let him manage me. And if he tries something, I can just whoop his ass. That's what I was on. You know what I'm saying? And so I let him I let him manage me. I signed a 2-year artist developing contract under them. When I signed that contract, man, I moved to New York and stayed in Brooklyn for a little bit. And during my time that I was in New York was when I was invited to a lot of industry type parties. During my time, I was also like songwriting for a lot of major artists like Johnny Gill, Mary J. Blige, just to name a few. And just being at these industry parties, I just noticed that, you know, a lot of people's favorite artists growing up is not who they are. You know what I'm saying? You know, that a lot of them are sodomites. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are into witchcraft, right? They're into all types of, you know what I'm saying, just foolishness, man, and folly. And this was the kind of direction they was kind of trying to push me to go in order to really, you know what I'm saying, like put me out. And so, you know, this was actually kind of part of my contract that I signed. And I didn't read my contract. I just signed it. You know what I'm saying? But when I started seeing this stuff being put in my face, I ended up breaching my contract and I fled. I fled the scene. And ended up going back all the way over here to the West Coast, man, over here to Washington State. And because I had breached my contract, I couldn't do music for 5 years. Damn. So all the music that I had accumulated, all the music that I recorded, money that I made as far as, you know, writing for artists, producing for artists, things of that nature, was all taken away from me. And so I was cool with it because, you know, I was like, well, as long as I got my life intact and I'm straight, you know what I'm saying, I still walked out, you know what I'm saying, and still walked out with my manly dignity. And during that 5-year process, it was a tough process for me because then, like, you know, I had to really kind of readjust my life. And I was in a dark space at that time because, you know, I grew up wanting, you know what I'm saying, to be a singer, wanting to be an artist. And to get to that point and to actually achieve it, just to find out that it's not what you think it is and it's not for you, you know what I'm saying, you know, was shocking to me. So after that, man, I got heavy into the Christian church as far as like being a praise and worship leader during those 5 years and playing drums, things of that nature, you know, getting paid by churches to, you know, just to kind of stay in the music scene. Put out a couple of gospel albums, you know what I mean? And just kind of sold them out the back of my trunk. Then once that 5 years came up, this is around 2018, I was able to do music again. So 2018, I just went hard for a whole year. And I ended up winning Seattle Music Awards for Best Male Vocalist in 2018. And from that moment, man, when I got my award, I met a brother named, he go by the name of JD Smooth. Right? He actually used to be a part of Messengers for Israel, man. It's a brother with...
Okay, I know that name.
Yeah, it's the brother with the dreadlocks, man. Short dreads and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's my guy, man. He was a Seattle Music Award Best Male Vocalist. Matter of fact, he was the first. And he came and handed me my award and then told me that I was an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he told me I was an Israelite, man. And I didn't really look into it after that, though. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, I agree. I said, okay, that's what's up. And then, you know, as time went, I started to go look into it more myself, man. And I realized who I was. And hey, man, here I am now, man. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's your pa. That's beautiful. I love the testimony. That's mighty, Ak. That's mighty. You know what I'm saying? I had seen the name before. And that's how you found out you're an Israelite, huh?
Well, I found out, yeah, through him. But then I found out more. I want to say maybe like a month after that. I was working. Me and my homeboy, man, we was on lunch. We had like a whole hour lunch. And I was working at this construction site, which is literally right next to the casino. So we went to the casino, you know what I'm saying, go get a little drink, you know what I'm saying? I was still chiefing at that time. I was still smoking weed like crazy at that time. So I was in the casino, and this Edomite comes out of nowhere. This old Edomite man comes out of nowhere and literally bows down, right, to me and my homeboy. And I just out of nowhere, and I'm like, bro, what you doing? I'm like, get up, get up. He's like, nah, you don't understand. You don't understand. You know, he kind of looked a little crazy. He was like, you know, you don't understand. You guys are the chosen people. You guys are from the tribe of Judah. And I'm like, what? So I got in a conversation with him for like 40 minutes, you know, and so he was that. It was that encounter that really led me to actually go search, you know what I'm saying, Hebrew Israelites. And so I left, you know, that lunch hour, and for the rest of the half of that day, I just searched Hebrew Israelites on YouTube. First video that popped up, right, was the mighty brothers from Watchmen for Israel, Naquan, you know what I'm saying, who's, you know, leader of our camp now. Right. And I was just at work just listening, bro, and I was amazed as far as like, you know, hearing the scriptures and how it like pertained to us. And so when I got off work, I made sure that I went back and watched those same videos, got my own Bible. And what I did was every time somebody shouted out, you know, a verse, I would push pause before they read it, you know what I'm saying? And I'll go read it myself and then try to see if I can break it down, see like what it means. And then once I thought, you know, what it meant, I would push play just to hear what they was going to break it down. And I just started seeing that everything was matching up. And I was just like, damn, you know, we really is the people in the Bible, man. So after that, man, like it took me a minute to kind of to stop smoking. I want to say probably like about a year. And then stopped smoking. And then I started doing my own online lessons on Facebook. That's how I met. I didn't know there was any Hebrew Israelite camps out here in Washington State. So I ended up meeting Sakari, you know what I'm saying, the mighty brothers from Sakari. You know, shout out to my brother Sergeant Yatab, you know what I'm saying, and the deacon. And also my brother Kashial, Mabakar, man, all those brothers, man, they're my brothers right there, man.
Shout out to Seattle.
And I linked up with them, man. I just started like, you know what I'm saying, going every Saturday for like, I want to say 6-7 months straight. And would just go out there every Saturday and listen to the word, fam. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up prospecting for them, and I ended up joining them as a camp. And then after that, you know, Alizar, you know what I'm saying, the brothers, they gave me a blessing to kind of go on my own. And I went and started my own camp. And then now, you know, turn messengers for Israel. And now we Watchmen for Israel, Seattle. So that's my little journey in this truth, man. All praise to the Most High.
That's dope, Fuck. I like that. So let's talk. I seen your performance video. That was cool. Is that what it's like in the studio all the time for you? Because I remember when I used to rap, it was in a garage. The studio I went to was in a garage. So you know what I'm saying? And it didn't look like amazing and stuff like that. The music sounded amazing, but you know you know what I'm saying, having to turn the fan off and all that in the summer. I don't know if you're familiar with San Bernardino, but I'm from San Bernardino, bro. Them summers here. Boy, them summers here ain't no joke. And when you record in the garage,
it get hot. It gets hot down there, King. I'm very familiar with San Bernardino, man. Real talk.
Yeah, man. So you know them summer camps, like magnify that inside a garage while you're recording. It's all bad, bro. It's all bad, bro.
Con,
you know
yeah.
That's why we're the only camp in Israel you'll see adjust our time. Because if you hold camp in the winter at night, we're gonna freeze to death. If we hold camp in the summertime in the afternoon, we're gonna bake out there like fucking fried chickens, bro.
Hey, that's real. That's real, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that performance video is actually that's the first. You can actually go search that for those who are watching. Just search Zamran. Actually, no, don't search Zamran. It's actually available on all platforms. The actual song is called Eternal Life. So if you just search Zamran Eternal Life, that single is on all platforms. The actual performance video is on our camp page at WFI Seattle. And you'll see that, you know what I'm saying, once you just scroll through the videos. But yeah, so I'm actually working on a new project right now. I literally just was in the studio last night and knocked out 2 more tracks, bro. That's I ain't gonna lie, it's on that same vibe, you know what I'm saying? But this is literally I keep saying it's gonna be my last project, but you know, we'll see, man. You know, I gotta we'll see, you know what I'm saying? But this project that I'm working on right now, it's called R&B, right? This is the name of the project that I'm working on. It's literally called R&B, which stands for Righteous and Blessed. Shout out to my Phineas Gad Israel, another rapper in his truth, who created my album cover and also came up with the name for this project. This project is just gonna be totally different because than my other projects, like the one you listen to, like Jacob's Trouble, which has only been out for a couple of months. My first project, My Deuteronomy, like those projects were a lot, like you said, on that like street R&B type tip. This project that I'm working on, Righteous and Blessed, brother, is literally is showing my true potential as a singer. So it's nothing but soul, straight up soul R&B, from the beats, from the style, everything, man. So I'm really excited about this project because, like I said, we don't really have anybody in Israel that's putting out this type of music right now, as far as on that singing tip. So, so it's gonna be able to reach, you know, all ages, literally the young and the old. You know what I'm saying? So, be on the lookout. Lord willing, this project will be done. I'm looking to have this project done, Lord willing, by the middle of January.
Okay.
So I kind of just been recording like 2 songs a week, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna go through and just pick, you know what I'm saying, the hottest ones, you know what I'm saying, and put this project together. Probably will only be about maybe like a 9 to 10 song type project. But hey, it's gonna be it's fire, man. That's all I'm gonna say. It's fire. I'm really, really excited about it. And it's going to be a great representation, man, for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and for the nation of Israel, King. Real talk, man. So,
yeah, now that Jacob's Trouble record is the whole album fire. I have a favorite song. And every time somebody shows me a new album, I meet a new artist, I have a favorite song with everybody. I'm pretty sure yours is Cold Cuts, bro.
Yeah,
you should play like at the beginning of every Cold Cuts video. Just put that song on. That shit is hard, bro.
Yeah, man. Cold Cuts, it's crazy because it's crazy how I came up with that, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It just hit me out of nowhere. Like, that's just how I am when I be writing. Like, a lot of these songs, I'm gonna be real with you, I write when I'm at work. When I'm at work, that's just like, I can write songs in like, you know what I'm saying, like 20, 30 minutes tops, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll do a whole 8-hour shift and come home with like 3 or 4 songs written, you know what I'm saying? And so, the idea for that was just, you know, based off the excitement of, you know, and just kind of explaining like, because Cold Cuts were very vital to me, you know what I'm saying? These personal lessons that brothers do, that was very, very key to me being able to learn the doctrine, to be able to learn scripture, to understand, you know what I'm saying, what the Most High is talking about. Like I watch a lot of those type of videos more than camp videos. And so now, you know, like I said, man, you know, it's crazy what the Most High does and the journey He takes you in. Like, you know, like when I first Cold Cut I watched, I used to just watch the old Adam Abbott channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that channel.
And yeah, when I was like landscaping, I literally just be on a riding lawnmower, bro, and just be listening to nothing but Cold Cuts all day. And then, you know, fast forward to today, you know, all praising the Most High, you know, I'm doing Cold Cuts, you know what I'm saying, with the mighty brother Naquam, you know what I'm saying, together. And it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's a blessing. So, yeah, I just wanted to, I had picked the beat first before I even came out, you know, I came up with the concept of the song. Yeah, so good. I like to do stuff like that, man, with my R&B. Like I'll pick a beat and, you know, and you think that I'm going to go off on a certain subject based on how that beat is. And I'll come off on a whole different subject. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to do with that. I didn't even plan on shooting a video to that. Like that kind of just came up. And that's an unprofessional video. I'm going to be having some professional videos come out. Like my son, my 13-year-old son, he's part of the camp. He shot that video, and I just went home and edited it off my phone. So we just like, I literally just woke up. Yeah, I just woke up out of the bed. I'm like, well, shoot, you know what I'm saying? It's decent weather, you know what I'm saying, to shoot a video. Let's just shoot a video real quick. And I just kind of went through the album. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just do one to this one. You know what I'm saying? And we just did it. That's it, man. So
hey, that's a great video picking process. You know what? Let's shoot a video. Oh, that's the song. Let's do it. Come on. I like that. Hey, I wish I had that type of what is it? I'd be wanting to make up my mind like that. I'll pick 3 songs and be like, damn, by the time I pick a song, it's dark already, bro. It might snow tomorrow. Fuck it. At least I got a song picked.
Right.
Yeah, no, man. I like I love the music, bro. I'm digging the music. The camp vibe. I'm feeling the camp vibe. Again, the colors. Yeah, the colors are great. But I was gonna ask you about you. Yeah, see, look at the those are I don't like sports like that. Outside of basketball, I don't watch basketball anymore. But that's the Seahawks, right?
Yeah, Seahawks color.
Oh,
this was tough for me because, like, again, I'm from Oakland. I'm a Raider fan, die hard. You feel me? And so, the brothers, they be giving me shit all the time, man. They be like, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, forget the Raiders. So when we came up, I picked the colors really for the brothers. They was excited about it. You know what I'm saying? It was hard for me to do that because I ain't gonna lie. I wanted us to be black and silver. You know what I'm saying, as far as the colors, but. We over here in Seattle, so I gotta represent, you know what I'm saying, where we at, man. So, that's what, I came up with the color scheme.
Yeah,
for Seattle.
That's a clean color scheme.
That's
clean. He's like, I should just move the camp to Oakland.
Real talk.
He said, you know what? I'm done taking black and silver. No, that's clean though. That's clean.
Shout out to my Ox, man, WFI Bay Area too, man.
They got Niner colors, huh?
I don't know. I gotta go check their colors out, man. They using a regular color scheme for watching for Israel right now. So it's all good though.
Yeah, no, that's good. I see the difference in your guys' camps. A lot of you guys have different color schemes. I seen the St. Louis one. That's why I was like, "Ooh, that St. Louis."
That one's hard. That one's hard. That one look like the St. Louis Cardinals type.
It looked like that.
Color.
Yeah, come.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd rock the St. Louis hat with that.
Come.
But that's just, you know what I'm saying. I'm very color oriented. I came from that era of Sakari where they, you know what I'm saying, these motherfuckers dress nice.
Right.
I'm like, damn, I gotta buy shoes to join. Not they didn't make me. I'm just saying I don't want to look out of place.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
But yeah, man. So you said mid-January for this new project, huh? Yes.
Righteous and Blessed.
Okay,
mid-January. Look for that to be released in mid-January, Lord willing. This is really going, like I said, this is really going to be a wonderful project, man, through the Spirit. Right now, you know what I'm saying, I got 3 songs right now that's making the cut for sure. Eternal Life is going to be on there. I got a song called One and Only, which is really, you know what I'm saying, it's a love song, you know what I'm saying, to the Most High through his son Yahweh Shai. And when I say a love song, you know what I'm saying, love is keeping the commandments, you feel me? So, it's just showing how we truly, you know what I'm saying, love our Lord and Savior. I got a really, really dope slow vibe cut. Like I said, it's called The Second Death, right? Going into, the elements melting with fervent heat, you know what I'm saying, with fire, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's a real soulful, slow vibe, man. It's different, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have a couple of features too. Lord willing, all praise to the Most High. I am going to have my Phineas Gad, Israel. He going to be on that track. I'm probably on the album. I'm probably going to reach out to my brother Akunal again. Monologue is probably going to be on that too as well. Matter of fact, I just did something for Monologue. Be on the lookout for his project too, man. I'm going to be on that too, man. He got something cooking and, he got something cooking up right now.
I had to catch up with that brother too.
Con. And I might go back old school. I might throw Deacon on this junk, Deacon big head ass. I might throw him on here. You feel me?
God.
And then I got my Octawam from WFI out there in Baltimore, man. Mighty Reader out there, man. I'm gonna have him on there too as well, man. So yeah, that's probably be all the features, but you know, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. You know, this is gonna be I really feel like it's gonna be my best project that I've ever done in in the history of me doing music, man. So yeah, man.
So now you done built it up. Now I gotta listen to it when it comes out. The day of, I'm gonna be sitting there staring at my phone. Did it drop yet? No, refresh. Did it drop yet? Refresh.
I'm gonna give you the exclusive, King. I'm gonna send you some of these these Google links, man.
Oh,
Before
man.
so you'll have access to it, man. Just
I'll be
don't
around
share it with
listening.
everybody.
I'm telling you, oh man, I'm telling you, bro. I got people's songs that nobody heard till after they came out. I'm like, yeah, I heard. Never mind. Yeah, that's a good song. You're right. You heard it today. Heard it today with you.
Right.
I've been listening to it for months and shit, riding around my car by myself. I go through my phone. I got people's music. Israel got talent. I don't know if you saw I posted that not too long ago. I'm like, the amount of talent in Israel is incredible, bro. I think based on because I had a conversation with you and I was listening to your music. I'm like, damn, bro, I just be finding new people every other week since I started doing this podcast.
Right. That's a mighty thing that you're doing this podcast, King. Real talk, man. You know what I'm saying? I was literally just talking to Deacon on the phone before we even got up on here. And he was like, yeah, man, the brother doing his thing. I was like, yeah, man, all praise to the Most High. We need this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, our voices got to be heard, man. The truth got to come out any shape, way, and possible, man. You got brothers that, they respond better to the truth when it's dealing with music. You got brothers that respond to the truth when it's just dealing with the straight word, man. You know what I'm saying? And, that's why I really kind of like, I'm never the one to camp bash. I feel like every camp got their own type of swag, their own talents, their own gifts, and it's all for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, that they like to listen to this camp because of this, or listen to this camp because of that. You know what I'm saying? All that is beneficial, man, for the body. Same thing dealing with this music, man. I'm gonna keep it real. There's too many damn rappers, you know what I'm saying, in Israel, man. I'm trying to, I'm trying to change this thing up a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, I'm gonna say that we need R&B singers and comedians. I might just be a comedian.
God. It's crazy. I know a comedian who's in this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Who stay out here.
Word? Tell that brother I need him to do a 1 hour special. I'll get it on somebody's platform. You know what I'm saying? We'll record it.
He go by the name of Comedian So What, man. I'll get you linked up with him, man.
Yeah, link me up with him. That'd be dope.
Yeah, he opened up for I want to say Nate Jackson, you know what I'm saying, from Wild and Out.
Oh, okay, so,
yeah, man. He wild, man. He be wilding.
It's crazy because I'm like heavy in the stand-up comedy, bro. I love stand-up comedy. I used to tell people, and I'm starting to see a trend. Like, if I never made it as a rapper, I'd be a Spanish soccer announcer or a stand-up comedian, bro. I'm gonna do something, bro.
Go!
Yeah, bro, I can do it. Man, I'm telling you, bro, I'm gonna take that guy's place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Naphtali been at the top for far too long.
Yeah,
too long. It's time Zebulon step up.
Hey, real talk.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, but I used to crack that joke. But damn it, if I don't become a stand-up comedian one day,
God.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit a tour. But yeah, man. Let the people know how they can find you on social media.
You can find me on social media by on Facebook. Just search Zamran Ban Yahawada. Zamran Ban Yahawada. You can also find me on Instagram at Zamran _Israel. Zamran _Israel. Salakia, I don't be on TikTok, you know what I'm saying, or down, you know what I'm saying, all them other junks, man, Twitter and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying, you can catch me on Facebook and Instagram. You can also search us at our camp at on YouTube, WFI Seattle, WFI Seattle on YouTube. We got our camp videos on there, man, personal lessons. Also hit up, you know what I'm saying, the camp at the main camp page as a whole at Watchmen for Israel as well. Mighty Brothers, man. We got, brothers all over the place, man. Hit them up on YouTube. As far as my music, you can search me on all platforms. Just search Zamran, and then my music will pop up. I have 2 projects that's already out. My Deuteronomy, and then the recent project I just put out about a month ago, which is Jacob's Trouble. And then I have a couple of singles on there. I got Ride on there, which is part of Jacob's Trouble. I also have my new single that just came out, Eternal Life, which is on the project that I'm working on right now, Righteous and Blessed. So yeah, you can search me on all platforms for my music. So, and then as far as music videos, they are on our camp page. It's on our camp page at YouTube, WFI Seattle.
No. Oh, praises. See, I could know where to find the brother. Go stream all his music, because, man, I'm telling you, I listened to My Deuteronomy yet? I know it's on my phone, because I just said, I heard download, but I was listening to Jacob's Trouble, bro. That you know what I'm saying? I seen the code, because I'm like, ooh, play.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I can vouch for Jacob's Trouble. I'm about to listen to My Deuteronomy. I'll probably post about it. Follow the brother on all social media. Any last words you want to say before we get up out of here?
I just want to say the water brother for having me up on here, Mighty King. You know what I'm saying? I love being on, I love dealing with my Northern Kingdom brothers. I ain't gonna lie, I slick wish I was Northern Kingdom, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's like, shoot, I'll be hoping that, you know what I'm saying, hey, if I get beamed up and stuff like that, that I find out that I'm from Issachar, bro. You feel me?
Hey, it might happen. You heard about the brother thought he was a Jewite his whole life. Found out a couple weeks ago he goes back to Issacharites. I was like, well, all right, that's I'm like, well, if that, you know what? I saw that. I could see it.
Yeah, God. And then also, man, again, just giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem HaMashiach Kwamalak Yahweh Shai. He gets all the glory, man. I ain't nothing but dust and ashes. I ain't nothing but a servant, you feel me? Trying to do the best that I possibly can do in this captivity with hopes of getting beamed the hell up out of here, man. Real talk.
Come, man. Hey, it was a pleasure to have you. Next project you got, get back out here so we could promote it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, brother. Stay on the line now once we close out. But for y'all watching, man, like, share, comment, subscribe. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Talk to him, man. Wake up in the morning watching cold